queen of clubs. Wow.
Unfortunately, he's walked into aces.
Yeah. And Sebastian eyeing his opponent's stack greedily, not giving anything away.
10 range, 40,000.
These are two very deep stacks.
Yeah, and he's gone that bit larger. 3.5x in position.
The real nice guy Dave says Michael is the author, not his brother John.
Yes.
Michael's on the other table.
Yes, absolutely. I made the mistake there. They do look very similar. It took me a moment.
What's also weird is that they're both on our feature tables today. We've got John on the main stage and Michael at the secondary.
Okay, thank you. I was like, oh, I've got this wrong. Oh, yeah, okay. Thought I was going.
So Mestre calls the 3-bet and, ooh, his flop top pair. This could cost him.
Yeah, no backup of clubs either. Just the toppest of pairs.
And Sam, when we start this hand nearly 100 big blinds deep, this could get real messy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good board for the 3-better. And obviously, some pocket pairs may well continue. 6-7, 6-5, could occasionally be in our opponent's range. No reason to play it tricky. And look at this.
46,000.
Half pot bet. Obviously, the spectre of ace-king and aces are going to loom large in Jose's mind, but nothing we can do here.
A lot of people surprised that he called pre-Sam. It was a 4x 3-bet. He called it out of position.
I mean, I don't think you get to fold king, queen of clubs, 100 big blinds deep. Seems reasonably standard for me. Obviously, the deeper you are, the more you want this kind of playability. Ooh. We can make straights and flushes. And actually has check raised.
Yeah, I was expecting a check call, but instead he's pumped it up to 125K. Malec with the overpair and the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, and I think when we have this holding, well, we shall see what Sebastian wants to do. It would make sense to me to maybe just call. We wouldn't necessarily expect to check raise from King Jack or King Queen, so it's going to be some bluffs, some hands we're beat by, which we don't really worry about too much. You know, when we have aces on this board, I think we are stacking. We shall see how Malec responds.
Call.
He announces call.
I think that does make some sense.
Well, that means we are going to the turn with 342K in the middle. Malec's the effective stack with 321 behind.
Yeah, and the problem with check raising is we do just strengthen our opponent's range. We've removed all the pure bluffs from Malec's range.
Oh.
And a bad card for Sebastian because King Queen a little bit diminished on that turn.
Mestre snap checks the turn.
Not that obviously we were already losing to Ace King, but it's more like Ace X of diamonds that now has outdrawn us. I wonder if Sebastian
115
can find a check. Does continue to bet.
115,000 is the bet.
All in.
Mestre shoves!
Very surprised.
What? None of us was expecting that. And Mestre is drawing dead.
Oh no, this is a huge misstep.
Yeah, we're all in on the turn first. And he's got 0%. The river actually is going to be dealt, but is inconsequential.
Correct.
Pretty rare that we get someone gets it in this bad shape. And maybe Sebastian's reputation, the footage that circulates of him on final tables, that remarkable personality he brings to the table on occasion, has played into Jose's approach here.
Well, Sebastian Malec is going to have 984K now. He is going to be among the tournament chip leaders. And it looks like Jose Mestre is going to be left with 40K. He's going to be left with fewer than 10 big blinds.
Boulton, also known as 3Bet Kid, I think it was online. I would imagine a guy whose screen name is 3Bet Kid and plays at the stakes that Sam Grafton plays has never seen a King Jack suited he doesn't like and wants to play. So is going to make the not loose call, but you know, speculative call.
Well,
one of the worst hands he'll call here, I think, and this is part of the reason why so many players behind that can either wake up with it or squeeze and put you in a bind, and Yari's doing just that. She's waking up with the ladies.
I'm conscious we're not seeing every hand on this secondary table. Obviously, we give our focus to the primary table, a little bit more love to those guys. But I wonder if the dynamic has been set up where obviously that flat, now she's come in with the squeeze. Does Jaswal overvalue this ace-jack somehow?
No.
Does he think she's at it more often because of this squeeze spot that's been offered?
I think it's a good... I'm glad you brought it up because, you know, it is something to consider. But in this particular situation, you're flying way too blind here. Boulton should be very, very strong. This is the worst hand we just deduced that he would flat with, right? So he's actually going to sometimes have some traps, sometimes have some better hands than ace-jack. And then I don't think Yari's just messing around here.
It's kind of interesting, though, because as you said, it's pretty much the worst hand he might flat here +1, but it's such a playable hand, and he is deep with Yari. He's probably going to continue, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. And the price is right. She elected to go with a little smaller sizing than I think would be standard. I think we'd see something closer to 50,000 here from some other players. But I don't hate it. It would have scared away the opponent, and she's inclined to make more money now.
Yeah. Little ray of hope for Boulton here. That 10 of diamonds interacting with his King Jack. I wonder if the price is right here. Does he stick around? You kind of have to for a very small size, and it often will be a small size here.
I think if it's really low, like 20-25%, you can talk yourself in, but you're sort of sailing without a navigator, you know? If you just get too... The water gets a bit too murky, I think, against an uncapped, very, very strong range. I think Boulton might fold this one. Nope. Not 3Bet Kid.
He's in. And what a turn card. 3 of diamonds. He's now got the flush draw.
This is big stack poker, baby.
Yeah, we're playing deep here still. Stack to pot ratio 3.5. Some wildness going on off stage. Is that on our feature table? Is that somewhere else in the room? I really want to know what's happening over there. Try your magic. Try and get us over there, Griff.
No, this sounds too interesting. I'll see if I can rewind time. Now that I have all these powers, I should just start experimenting.
He's going to lead small here, 45 into 180, so quarter pot.
This might freeze up over pairs. You know, don't want to find yourself making it 140 here and then just be up against a set of 10s. But let's see how Yari positions herself here. This is very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like he's setting his own price here, hoping to, as you said, freeze the action somewhat. Well, she's not going to allow it.
That's awesome.
Booking a quarter here. Yari going to lay him the right price. Like, he's got the right price. He's probably getting dragged along here. It's very awkward, though, when you're out of position. Hard to necessarily get value on the river if you hit, but you're getting the right direct price kind of right now anyway.
This is just great. Because these are some of the tactics that really skilled players use that have studied in the lab to, you know, freeze up players, especially playing very, very deep stack where you maybe want to pot control and don't want to create too big of a pot and find yourself raising with one pair on the turn. But Yari is undeterred. She said, no. You're not going to block bet your, you know, heart draw or diamond draw or your, you know, ace 10 of clubs here. I want more.
Oh, here we go. Buckle up for a river, guys. Boulton trying to be sly like a fox there on the turn. coming up against a Vixen who has the check mark now. Does he ever find a bluff rep the hearts when he had the diamonds?
I mean, I don't know if Jari had ace queen of hearts or ace king of hearts would necessarily raise the turn. So this could be built into the strategy for Boulton is I either make my diamond or if a heart comes, I turn my hand into a bluff. Well, of course, because he is, you know, it would be really, really cool, but he'd have to wager quite large.
He's thinking about it.
Oh my God, he's got the eye of the tiger. He's reaching for some chips. I mean, he knows full well that Jari has something like aces through queens here. He did it!
Wow, he finds
David
it.
Lappin.
Savagery.
He did it!
This is so tough now. Front door flush completes. He had the back door flush draw. But he has set her in for a substantial portion of her 1.1 million.
I remember talking to Lucky Chewy once. This must have been like 10 plus years ago. And there was a hand that he was playing against a friend of mine, and the river came in one of the two flush draws that were there. And my friend asked him after Lucky Chewy went all in on him, and then my friend asked him later. He was like, "Oh, what'd you have there?" And he said, "Oh well, if the heart or the diamond came, I was shoving on either."
Yeah.
And it didn't matter which one I had.
That's how
you
you
were
get
folding
balance.
on both. And this is one of those situations that can come up if you're the kind of player that has that gear. And not everyone does.
While she thinks about this, I have one more question for you, Griffin. How much is she discounting sets here? Because that block bet on the turn doesn't feel very setty.
Yeah, I
think we are now polarized to flush or missed flush draw, right?
Yeah, I mean this is pretty remarkable stuff. I would not fault Jari for folding. You know, I wonder if she's must be thinking about all the different combos that Boulton might have coming into this hand, right? It's a pretty strong range. Calling under the gun 1, calling a 3-bet, calling the flop. And I think in your head, as far as which river card comes between the diamond and the heart, I think she's more inclined to put them on hearts than diamonds, but you have the queen of hearts in your hand. So there's no ace queen of hearts, there's no king queen of hearts, there's no queen jack of hearts. So that's very relevant here.
This
right?
is just awesome poker from both. Jari giving this a huge amount of consideration. She makes the call here. She's up to 2 million.
Wow.
She finds the fold. Boulton, take a bow.
The Boulton bow.
I really want to see one look.
Maybe open race.
Criado with king 5. Raised to 24,000, and Wiciak is going to call with 7-6. That means we get to see a flop.
Yep, so far so good. I think this is textbook from both players thus far. You can limp the king 5 once in a while too, but the raise is definitely going to be part of this equation at this stack depth.
Queen 6-6 trips for Wiciak.
What do you think, Jen? Pretty standard continuation bet on queen 6-6. Decides to check though.
Note that king of diamonds and the covering stack contributing potentially to his raise frequency as opposed to limping. Six, 7 is unbeatable. Yes. I agree.
4 diamonds on the turn does give Criado the flush draw.
Not unbeatable anymore.
And if I'm Wiciak, I'm probably never going to miss the barrel now. Is it possible our opponent has a diamond flush? Of course it is. I think it's probably also very probable that they'd bet a lot of their flush draws on the flop, so we can discount that to a certain degree. Probably worth noting, Jen, some of our best diamond flush draws on the flop might check, though, because they have showdown and a big draw.
Congratulations to Old Bastioas being the first of the sickos out there to call for the 7 of diamonds on the river.
I love to hear it. Now, don't forget that ace of clubs blocker bluff on the river was just a few hands ago.
That's right. Oh!
It is the 7 of diamonds!
What?
It's the flush versus the full house!
Oh. He's covering his mouth.
Well, Wiciak's
Gaping
got
open in excitement.
less than pot behind, a very easy shove here, all in for 140,000, into a pot of 168,000. Criado with the second nut flush, snap calls. And that is a double up for the 2023 Barcelona main event champion.
Rocher kicks it off. +2 with the Queen 7 suited.
Oh, mate, look at this. We're going to see some... Watch him. Watch the master at work. He knows. I'm all in. He read them for weakness. Yeah. Put Rocher on not specifically Queen 7. He thought he's got Queen 7, Queen 6, Queen 9, something around that range. He knows the button flat is weak. He's all in. He does have pocket 8s, but he would have made this move with any 2 cards. Watching a master at work. Juanda. Do people know who this is?
Do you know who I am?
Sam's joking, chat. Don't worry. He's joking. Maybe if he doubles up, they'll put him on
He
the
probably looked at 1-8 and moved in.
The goal here.
And Rocher is putting on a bit of a show here, but I think he knows what he's doing with this hand.
This is like the Barcelona School of Mime here. The Tehran Theatre Workshop here.
What?
No. Oh, no, I take it.
What?
One moment,
No.
please.
Sorry, that's why I thought it was Chobineh. But, yeah, wow, that's an amazing call.
Yeah, and I guess we are
Just
all in with Juanda.
Let's make sure that's
pretty far in front.
the correct hand. Is that
Barry,
still Queen 7?
let's gamble. Let's gamble. He knew Juanda. He counter-read Juanda, knew he's going with any 2 cards. Called Queen 7. Look at this. I told you, John Juanda, he always gets it in good. I fear for him, though. This is one of those where you go back and you tell your friends, I went all in with 8s and got called back.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, well, domination situation in favor of Juanda with those 8s. Bit of a gamble here for the Queen 7 of diamonds. Any help for Queen 7? It is middle set for Juanda. Still a straight draw, 15% equity for Rocher.
Hunting 9s.
What do I want here? Like 6.
Yes, you do, John.
Calling for the boat.
Wow. And turns it open end. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Still just a gut shot.
That's right. Set still good 10% of the time for the straight draw of Rocher, however, and the river is 4 of clubs. That is a double for John Juanda.
Juanda once again. King, Queen suited. Very pretty here. +1. Couple of short stacks behind. Minolfi with 25 bigs. Sven Anderson with 10. Here is Minolfi. Pocket 5s. Not particularly easy one to navigate here. Looks like he's gone for call though. It's going to be tough to realize here, even in position against Juanda.
Yeah, just a bit of a common sort of short stack mistake people can sometimes make. Don't really want to be set mining at 24 big blinds, especially with players behind that could have squeezed.
Thank you.
On the other side of that coin, the set mine with pocket 4s in the big blind. Very, very worthwhile. And my gosh, we've got quite the car crash in store here. Bottom set against middle set. Chobineh, well, he was dragged in here. And barring some sort of miracle, going to be a decent-sized pot played between Minolfi and Chobineh now. It's the kind of steady board that you want to bet, really. It's too much texture to slow play.
Yeah, this 225,000 I think is going in here.
Yeah, may not need another street to get these on their backs. Chobineh with plenty to target, over pairs to the board, heart draws, straight draws, wants to shovel more money in, but as we can see here, wow! Oh, he finds the call. Wow!
Very unorthodox choice here.
Ace of clubs turn changes nothing in terms of these guys' holdings, but obviously puts another flush draw up there. Again, just be very surprised not to see it all go in on this street. Both of these players playing possum right now. Minolfi with set of fives is going to go 50k into 125, and that's a very natural jam now for Chobineh, I feel. You're out of position, you're not sure you'll get another bet on the next street. You can maybe even push some draws with equity out and get some value from a lot worse. Value from hands drawing dead, frankly.
Has used a time bank.
Minolfi is going to snap this one off. And we are going to put these cards on their backs. Obviously, just the one out for Chobineh here. The vast majority of his stack in the middle. And barring a miracle, he'll be left with just 184k. Minolfi, on the other hand, a speculative call. We weren't big fans of it, admittedly, pre. Boy, oh boy, it's worked out tremendously well. He's going to jump from 220k up to 525. Again, unless that four of spades flops onto the desk. Eight of spades, no good.
One flop.
And how the sort of fortunes change in a way if Minolfi doesn't make that speculative call. Chobineh presumably does still flick in the call in the big blind. He flops the set against Juanda. Who knows, maybe who fires a shell, who decides to rep the ace. It could have gone so differently.
That's a great point.
Juanda with a little suited connector here in the big, going to defend. Grane, who we noted was getting after it a little bit here. Pretty reasonable Queen 10 offering here in the hijack. Diamond in the window. Ooh, and a diamond behind. Jack 9-6. Open ender for Grane. Juanda with the flush draw. Equity's very, very close indeed.
There shall be interest by both parties. Perchance we take this conversation to the turn.
Yeah, just a call for now. John with the baby flush draw. Funking for diamonds here, and oh my gosh, the Queen of Diamonds making Grane top pair. Giving John the check mark.
A couple different options here for Grane. Can make a sort of protective price setting turn bet to check back presumably most rivers. But John is going to write a different script and come out leading It's very interesting and difficult to play against, because your opponent certainly could have something like a 7-8 with a diamond, but not a ton of bluffs in this spot, I would say. You know, not really starting to bluff a hand like 9-10 with a diamond or 6-7 with a diamond. So mostly going to be weighted to value. Grane, I think, is a bit too high up in his range with top pair open-ended, but as we can see, drawing stone dead. So in a spot maybe some players would elect to check. Juanda finds a bet.
So we know where the value comes from. Presuming that Juanda follows up with the river bet here, where do the bluffs come from, Griff?
Yeah, I mean, as mentioned, you know, like a 7-8, maybe a 5-7 with a diamond. Even 10-8 is a straight, right? So I don't think we find enough bluffs here to strongly consider a call. As mentioned, you know, I think we call turn because our hand strength is a bit too big. You know, maybe we are up against something like a goofy 2-pair that decided to lead that we can outdraw with an 8-king or queen. But yeah, Grane reached for something. Looks like it might have been a time bank card. I think the most important conversation Grane really needs to have with himself is, do I think Juanda would take something like, you know, King 6 with a diamond or something like that and turn it into a bluff on the turn? And I think he's made the right deduction. Also, King 6 off, probably not calling pre.